Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us on this episode. Hopefully, you enjoyed the previous episode. And today we have a guest, but I'm Allison.
I'm Christina.
And we are Cafecito
Cafecito
and
and
Tecito. And we have
Rosie, and I'm Laura, and we are Sisterhood Confessions.
And we're gonna just talk a little bit today and let's see how it goes. We're just gonna flow with it.
I have a question. Do y'all have a sense, like a dark sense of humor?
I always do.
I know that you. Okay.
Well, the only reason why we ask is because we got lectured before we came.
Yeah.
Why?
So, record. Yes. Okay.
Well, we got lectured. Well, I got lectured before I came because I was listening to the Enough is Enough.
Mhm.
I was watching it. And so my husband was like, damn, he's like, that's just kind of dark. And I was like, I know. I was like, oh my God. And he's like, you need to get it together. And I'm like, why? He's like, because you and Laura don't know how to act. He's like, you don't know those people. He's like, you're gonna start laughing because you're uncomfortable about like what the story is. It's like a trigger response.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not laughing at them. Like, I don't like, it's a fucked up situation. He was like, I don't even know if y'all should be going and doing the podcast. He's like, because you and Laura, he's like, no. He was like, no. I was like,
What was supposed to tell y'all to bring? I don't know if you ever saw on TikTok. There's this. I was telling Christina, I should tell him to bring like a item, like a secret item.
yeah.
You should.
I was gonna bring my brother's ashes.
I was gonna bring my mom's.
I said it. I would have brought my mom's.
I was
would've
right,
been
and I
so
told-
good. And I was
yeah.
like, I'll tell him to do that. And I was like, I'll bring my brother. She's like, okay, that'll be good. I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, no. I told myself, like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, it's okay. I lost my mom in Buc-ee's.
Like-
She's in like a landfill at probably
She
by
had
now.
her mom in like what, a bracelet?
Yeah, I have a charm bracelet. So when my mom died, I had the necklace, but it always got in the way. So I took it off and I put it on my bracelet. And then where'd we go? San Antonio?
Thank you.
Mhm.
We took a trip to San Antonio, and then I heard something fall, and I went like this. I looked around and I didn't see anything. So I was just like, oh, maybe it was somebody like walking past me. And then sure enough, we get in the car. We're like an hour away from Buc-ee's, and I'm like, oh my God, I lost my mom. I was like that bitch in Buc-ee's. I was so sad.
I got lectured. My husband was like, because he saw where you were crying, right?
Yeah, that was the part
And then he was like, you don't deal well with people who cry. Like, what are you going to say if she tells her story again and she's crying? And have y'all seen Queen Charlotte on Netflix?
I haven't, no.
I
Like
haven't.
Bridgerton? Okay, so there's a part where her son's wife dies, right? Her son is crying, and she don't know how to condole him, so she goes, sorrows,
That was
prayers,
Allison.
prayers."
Allison was just looking at me, and she's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And I'm like,
my
you're
husband
fine.
was like, and you guys have the habit of like laughing, and he's like, what if they don't have a dark sense of humor?
I'm not that bad
and I
for
was
the record.
and I was just like, well, damn, you're making me doubt myself. And I was like, I'll be on my best behavior.
Oh my God. No, I'm not that bad. I'm
Bitch, don't lie.
she's worse. She's worse than I
Don't
am.
lie.
I'm more emotionally in tune with other people's feelings. Like I'm more empathetic.
Mhm.
And so like in like bad situations, I'm like, damn, I can give words of encouragement and
Oh no,
advice.
I have
and like
no encouragement.
like I can do that.
Yep.
Like I'm very like, life advice, like things like that. She's just like,
Stop crying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stop crying.
So I'm not that bad. She's worse. I was
No,
like,
my husband
just-
say.
My husband just says that, or my cousins say that, like I guess we balance each other out because she's that.
I'm more like private, more like conserve, like, and
Yeah.
she's like the wild, loud,
that- yeah.
crazy one.
I get in trouble at work for it.
You're wild and crazy. I'm just like,
you're just
quiet.
there for the ride.
I just don't. They talk to her before they talk to me, because they're like, oh, she's very friendly, and I'm just like.
It's because she looks like a bitch.
Well, when
my-
I met Allison, I was like, damn, she looks fucking mean as fuck.
And then
I know, that's what I thought. I was like,
but
damn,
it didn't
she
help
look
this.
mean.
That what's her face was like,
Yeah, she's
she's gonna be ugly to you, and
She's
she's
gonna be a
rude.
bitch. Yeah.
Yes,
But I think it's all on the vibe the person
Gives
you.
off, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't like Laura when I first met her. I thought she was a bitch.
I thought y'all were sisters because y'all said
No.
that's what I thought, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna talk to my friend, and then I was like, oh, I think that's her best friend. And then
No,
Yeah.
we're like sister-in-laws at this point. Like
Yeah.
our husbands went to school together, and then been basically lived with mine for a couple years when he was a teenager, and
oh, okay,
Yeah.
So I met through y'all spouses.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, mainly because I called her and told her that her husband went to jail, and she was like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I was like, "I'm just letting you know that he went to jail." Oh.
Yeah.
She was mad.
I was like, who the fuck is this bitch calling me? But
Oh.
yeah, that's how we met.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So what do y'all think it's the difference from just doing like the audio to recording?
We're honestly recording. We just do like a tripod and then we just record ourselves like that.
Yeah, we like if we're getting to, I guess, like a specific topic or something like that, she'll be like, oh, like, like we're gonna record this, and then like we'll just record that email or whatever, that way we can upload it online. But that's about it.
It just depends on the topic.
We can help each other because we have Spotify account and we have
We made them, but we don't know how to use it.
we don't know how to use it.
Podbean.
Well, we use Podbean, and so we record through Podbean, and we pay, what is it, like
$16
like $16,
a month.
and then
But
it just
uploads.
it uploads to
to
your
Spotify,
Spotify and stuff.
iHeart.
Oh, it uploads it
Yeah.
for
So it's kind of connected,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's so
And
cool.
so that's how we do it. And then from there, we have it linked. We don't have it linked to our Instagram because it's under her name, but the Facebook's under mine. So whenever we upload the video, the audio, it'll just upload onto our
Because we have a
Facebook account.
for Sisterhood Confession, so it automatically uploads it, and then we just share it, and then I'll just do like the share to Instagram so people can like see and hear
Yeah.
it.
See, y'all help us, we help y'all.
Can y'all edit the audio? Like if there's
You can.
You can. We just don't know
We
how.
just don't know how to.
Oh, okay.
You probably have to do it through a computer,
Mhm.
but we just do it through. the
Yeah,
phone.
we're not tech savvy. I'm pretty sure like my son could do it, but half the stuff we talk about, like he don't need to be listening to it anyway.
Yeah.
So then
No.
y'all
So-
really have to be careful, right, with what you say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The first couple of episodes, we were just dropping bombs everywhere, and we're like, "Oops, sorry."
Yeah, that was pretty much it. So we've gotten a lot better about certain words, and then so we're like, oh, okay, it's not as bad as it was. And then like our
Yeah.
first couple episodes, the audio was horrible.
That's
It was
us too.
so
Yes.
bad.
Ours was.
Like it was staticky and just like
Mhm.
everything. We were like, bear with us. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, but I mean, we still got our listeners. They gave us feedback about it, so we
Yeah.
listened, and now we're just like, all right, y'all finna get what y'all finna get. We're not gonna do any improvements. No
Yeah,
more.
we recently, what's the new one? We're in Switzerland now. We made it to
In
Switzerland.
Italy. Like
That's
so
good.
So Podbean gives you the stats of where they're listening from,
Yeah. So it lets you know
like the state, the country, how many listeners, and
Yeah.
how many episodes were like how many listeners were listening to this episode. So it tells you all that.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
that's really
good.
good.
So it's pretty cool.
Yes, because you're hitting other people besides just the U.S.
Yeah.
It's really like going out there.
And it
Yeah.
tells you like Canada. We went to Canada, Italy, Switzerland, and where else? Oh, Mexico, because of my family. They wanted to be chismosas,
Oh.
and they listened. So we're like, damn, there's like Mexico listening. I'm like, oh, that's all my family. Don't worry about
We
it.
got California. We have Georgia.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. That's from my primo.
I really like that because it lets you know what's
Mhm.
Where
that-
they're listening from,
Yeah,
You have to try it out.
it's really cool.
And it hypes you up once you see how many people start listening and
Yeah.
from what states. And then we also ask, like, if we see like something on the news from a certain state, we know we have listeners, like go ahead and send us an email about what you thought about this, and then they send us their points of views and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that. That I do like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think we were most excited that I think after the first one, we had like 25 listeners after the first episode. We were so excited. We're like, oh, look, we got 25 people in Texas.
Yes, we get excited too when we do it. I really like it. At first we were just talking about it. So me and her, I don't know if you saw some of the other episodes, but me and her, we met through a special friend. So I met her through him, and whatever happened, whatever happened. But me and her stayed friends and like off and on or whatever. And then one day I was doing her nails, and I was all like, I really want to do a podcast with my cousins, but they're yes, y que no, que sí, whatever. And she's like, me too. And we were literally just talking about it. I was doing her nails, and what will we call it? And we were both like, I was like, well, was it you or me? I think I was like, we should call it cafecito. And then you're like, I like tea, I don't like coffee. So I was like, cafecito and tecito then, because I love coffee. And that's how, and literally the next morning, I went to work, sitting there, 9:00. She's like, I already created our YouTube, I already created our podcast name, our all the emails of everything.
I was like, I don't know if you were serious or not, but I really like the name. And whenever you have a name, you have to
get
take on it.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm like, I don't know if you're serious or not, but I already got the Spotify, everything. I had everything. And then we just rolled with it. And
yeah, because when we came up with ours, I wanted to do it with my sisters, ¿verdad? I was like, so we can talk about like the family stealing terrenos, like stuff like that, right? They're like, no, we can't do that because my dad's gonna get upset. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, let's do it. They were like, no. So I was like, well, who can I ask? And then my husband was like, Rosie. Like, she don't care. Go ahead and ask her. So I asked her, and she's like, bet, let's do it. And then within the month, we had our microphones, we had Podbean, we did the email, we did everything.
Yeah.
And the first episode, we were like so nervous that we were laughing throughout the whole episode. And then, but we created on Facebook, and we asked on the DFW group plug on Facebook. We're like, hey, we're doing a podcast. Go ahead and send us your emails. And we didn't think we were gonna get like cheese mess and confessions, but we
got a lot. They don't let us post in there no more. I don't know why.
Yeah,
they suck.
But we got a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
I don't know why they don't let us.
The girl that runs it was the girl that sent me the email for the place we just went to.
To the liquor place? Oh, that runs the DFW?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know, because this was...
And y'all were just asking them, like, hey, send us your confession.
Well, we had posted, like, hey, like, come like and follow our page, because that's what a lot of people do. Like, I post my business in there. So, I'm like, oh, well, I can post my business, and, like, I'm getting money from that. So I should be able to do this since there's no income or anything. It's just like a simple like, that's it. But no, they denied them every time after that first one. Like, we weren't allowed to post anymore, and there was never any explanation as to why or like nothing like that. And I'm like, I'm posting my cake business and like things like that, but I can't post like a podcast. So I thought that was weird.
So whenever we do go on, it would just be like, hey, go ahead and tell us your most embarrassing story, blah, blah. People would just be commenting, so that's what we read off of sometimes.
Yeah.
But we can no longer post our podcast on it.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty lame. I was like,
yes, because you would think that everybody's just trying to help everybody.
Yeah, and
I would say there's always enough room for everybody to make something off of anything.
And it was like, I was like, y'all post some wild ass shit in this group. Like,
so do y'all do more stuff better? I mean, does it work better for y'all on Facebook? Like getting more information? Like asking people?
When it comes to Facebook, we honestly, like, we ask them, tell us your craziest, drunkest, highest, like your drug stories and stuff. And they comment on it.
Oh, yeah. On the post. Oh, okay.
So that whenever they comment, we start reading them or whatever. Or sometimes, whenever they post something, you're like, damn, that's some crazy ass shit.
So how do y'all manage? How do y'all manage doing? Y'all have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What else do y'all have?
It's just those three socials.
So when y'all post it on that other app, it sends it to all three, but
it just sends it to Facebook.
It sends it to the Facebook because the Instagram, so the account, my Facebook's linked to the Podbean, so it'll automatically, when the episode releases, it'll just go straight to Facebook. But the Instagram account is linked to her, so
and it's just audio, right?
Yeah, so it'll just upload like the link. So when you click on it, it'll take you to Podbean, but we also specify that, hey, like you can go on Spotify, you can go on iHeart,
Apple Podcasts,
like there's a variety.
Yeah, that's really good.
And you don't pay extra.
It sounds like a lot. That's why I was
Yeah.
I was like, how do y'all manage
Yeah,
all
that's
y'all?
a lot.
All those
Yeah,
accounts?
you don't have to pay for every single like Podbean distributes it
Yeah.
to all those socials.
So
yeah,
when
it
you
does it for you.
Yeah.
when you pay for it, like you can go in and you just click on the apps that you want your
podcast
podcast to be on. So we just went in and clicked a bunch of stuff, and that's where it went.
We're like, we'll do all these.
Yeah,
That's
like the
good.
basic ones.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that. What is it called? Bean?
Podbean.
Podbean. Did you?
Mm-mm.
I haven't heard of it.
I think it's because
We Googled it.
We
Really?
Googled it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
Took
guess
about a
because we
month.
were more into like we want to do YouTube. We want to do
Yeah,
YouTube.
I think that's what it was.
I
the
guess I wanted to do
filming and
YouTube so
stuff.
people could see me. No, it's
we were talking about it, but I was like, sometimes we be looking kind of tore up, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, that's why like
us
us too. Yeah, so like I lightly did stuff. She did more stuff than me. But I'm like, sometimes we're just like whatever. Like that episode where she's crying. That's just she had no makeup. All
All
right,
right,
and
and
I'm
I'm
like, she was raw. Well, it's because she dressed. I think you wear more makeup than I do all the time. That's why she likes to. I barely do a little bit. Yeah, I just do the very bare minimal, and I try to fix my hair. That's about it. But other
Yeah,
than
no,
that-
Laura didn't have hair for a hot minute,
I
so we didn't
know.
record like
I was
no
like, I'm not gonna be
screen
looking
time.
like a freaking bald chemo bitch. I was like, I'm gonna have to start waiting until my hair comes back.
you never wear wigs.
No.
I was wearing my. It's because my scalp was so sensitive. When I tried it once just to play around, I got like all these freaking red
Rash.
bumps and stuff all over it.
Oh.
So I was just wearing my little bandanas and stuff.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't record. I was like, nope, I ain't doing it.
Y'all can get my voice, not
Yeah.
my face.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had mentioned it to her that you had cancer or have cancer. I really never
had,
but I never
had,
asked you. I
past
never
tense.
asked her about it. I just saw it and I was like, oh shit. And then Tammy from where they used to work, she asked me about it. I was like, bitch, I don't know what's going on. I just saw it right now.
Yeah, because Susie me mandó over there by Children's over there in Plano to
Mhm.
work and stuff. And then, because she didn't know what to do. And then the guy, the Hugo guy or whatever, he was just like, well, we'll try to put you closer to where you're getting your chemo so we can work with you and stuff. So,
Mhm. So it worked out good.
yeah.
But then you went back to Susie, so lucky you.
It was closer, so.
Yeah. But you're the good thing you're not in the office anymore.
Sometimes.
Oh, she's not in the office anymore.
Sometimes when I have to do like payroll and stuff, because she don't do it.
Oh.
Because this whole new thing we got, that she don't know how to do it.
Mm.
So I do I do invoices, like the stuff we did with Platinum.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
I'm mainly in my car hiding,
reading.
reading.
But that's good though.
I'm just like whatever,
Easy. It's easy.
easy money.
Literally. That's it.
Hey, that's all you can ask for in this life. It's
Mhm.
easy money. Because
Yes.
not everybody can get it.
Like when I told her when I was talking to Christina that y'all were gonna come, I was like, what are we gonna? We're literally talking about it right now. I was like, what are we gonna talk about? What else can we talk about? I was like, I told her to watch an episode to kind of see what we should talk about, and we're like, no, we can just fucking wing it. Whatever y'all want to talk about. If
That's
we don't-
what we do.
yeah.
we
And so
do.
if the topic enough is enough. I did want your opinion on it because a lot of people had
Opinions.
different.
I have
Yeah.
a lot of opinions.
We asked our husbands yesterday because we had a little cookout,
Uh-huh.
and she told my husband Carlos like, when is enough? Is
They're
enough?
stupid.
And he was just like, when I had to look at her in the morning, and I'm like, fuck. And what did Abel say? I don't think he said anything, did he?
No, he didn't say anything. He looked at me and he laughed, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking hit you. Say something.
For me, that enough was whenever they were calling my dad un muerto de hambre, and they were talking shit about my mom and my siblings, because we stood up for my dad. We're not gonna let you, get mad at him and call him all this stuff just because you're mad that. So for me, like, I don't mess with them no more. I don't talk to them no more. Si los saludo like pasando, right? But I learned my lesson, because whenever I will see a certain tia, I'll be like, hey tia. She would look at me and she'll be like,
Oh, that's
So,
that.
yeah. So I will
That's
tell
me.
I will tell my dad. I'm like, look, this is what happened. So when I see her now, she looks at me and I'm just like, and I keep walking.
Yeah, give it back to her.
As
And
you
then
should, yeah.
That's me. And then when it comes to my siblings, I don't talk to certain siblings because
Oh my God, you can relate to all of us, goddamn.
Oh
it.
yeah, like if you
Look,
listen to our
I
podcast,
don't.
there was
when it
like a
comes-
whole
When it comes
series.
to certain older siblings, I don't talk to a certain older sister because
How many of y'all is there?
Oh
10.
man, there's fucking lots.
You have fucking 10 sisters?
wow.
I mean, 10 brothers and sisters?
Yes.
So
Same
like,
mom and dad?
No.
my mom had 5 with her first husband, then 5 with my dad.
Oh, okay.
So when it
She
comes
on
to
and
my-
pop and get it.
I
mama.
know.
Well,
I
they
was
didn't have
like,
TV. They didn't have TV. So my mom's
Señora.
my oldest sibling, my mom's first 5, like there's 2 that I don't mess with. One because she met somebody and she let her kids go to CPS. She didn't fight for them.
Oh, no.
So with her, I'm just like, it's done. I don't give a fuck about you. The other one, she had a daughter who claimed she was getting sexually assaulted by somebody in the family, and my sister didn't do nothing about it. Right? So, and then it comes to the point whenever it's holidays and stuff, she don't come to the house. She don't celebrate with my mom. And my mom has like, my mom's very like sweet, and she's like, she gets hurt a lot if you don't come to celebrate Mother's Day and stuff like that. So whenever that sister doesn't come, no le habla a mi mom. She don't say happy birthday. Like she stopped coming around.
Nothing.
So if I see my mom upset because you're not coming around, and she's like, you're not calling her, but you only call her because you want something, I'm done. Like, I don't fuck with you no more. That's just me. My other siblings are like, man, it's because you hold a grudge. I was like, I hold a grudge when I see my mom upset, when I see my dad upset. Like, if you fuck with my mom and my dad, that's
game
it.
over.
Yeah.
I can get, and she's just like, Lord,
No, hold on.
she gets mad because I be talking about the
Hold
stuff
on.
on
No.
the podcast, and I be trying to say their names, and she's like, pinches me. She's like, don't say their names.
Okay, because so if you go back and y'all listen to like our first couple episodes where we start talking about like the terrenos and the chisme, like everything that comes with her side of the family, right?
It's a whole fucking novela.
Yeah, it is. It's like a whole novela. But
I'm
the thing
intrigued.
is like Laura gets so into the chisme that she's telling in that moment. Like she'll be calm and she's like, man,
It gets me
she
hot.
like
Yes,
she
yes.
starts getting mad, and she's like, you know what? She's like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna start saying it. I'm like, no. I'm like, you can't, because the last time she did it, we had the last time she did it, we had to take that one off because a whole shit show started.
Like your family on there?
Like everything.
Because one of my cousins emailed us.
We were getting emails, and I'm like,
she
I don't
emailed
understand
us
what they're
in
saying.
Spanish, right? I guess she used like Google Translate or
Yes.
something.
Yeah. No andes hablando de mí.
Yes.
And but it wasn't even like that. It was like broken Spanish. So it was like as if like
called
a
me
non-Spanish speaker was writing in
she
it.
was calling me a perra, mamá, and I thought it was funny. So I responded in Spanish on the podcast, and then they told my dad, and my dad was like, "Mija," and I was like, "I didn't say no names. You told me I could talk about it as long as I was saying no names."
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Yeah, they must be upset because they know the shoe fits." And I was like, "That's right, mom," because my mom is like, ¿pa' qué se enojan si nunca dijiste nombres?
Yeah. No, and then you didn't, what's it called? Like you said, you didn't say the names. But if it's
Exactly.
not true, then why are you mad?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I told my dad, I was like, they know they did something wrong because they're in their feelings about it.
Yeah.
I could have been talking about this other tia, but this one right here is really upset about it.
So you knew it was about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So she just gets real into it, and I'm like, hold
It's
on.
because I think about it, and I'm just like, man, fuck them bitches.
Especially when it comes to like one of her sisters and the situation that she had just spoke about. Like she'll get real in it, and then she starts like slipping up, and I'm like, you need to shut the fuck up, change the topic. Like we gotta swerve into a different direction, because this isn't. I'm like, your dad's gonna get a phone call. You're gonna call me,
So
and
now
I'll be
you
like,
know they
damn.
watching.
No,
yeah.
they
She's
are,
like, most
they are.
definitely, she's
Yeah.
like, they watch every episode.
And all my husband says is like, you're in control of your mouth if you know what you say. So if your mom gets a phone call or your dad gets a phone call, what are you gonna say? I'm like, I didn't say no names. So
Like,
shit.
Mhm.
Like the TBT ain't over there on that side. I'm just here for it.
She's like, I'm a supporter.
Yeah, she's just be like, so what happened? I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
hey, you went over there and you didn't call me. Like, you said 30 minutes. What's going on?
And then I have to tell her, and I'm like, but I can't do nothing about it until I get certain stuff lined up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dang. You're just really beefing.
Mm-hmm. But it's
Mine is not like
I'm
that.
just
So that's
nonchalant.
you're enough with your family.
With
She's
basically
overprotective with her
with my
Parents,
parents.
yeah.
that's what it
pretty
is.
much
That's
it.
you.
Yeah, that's so me.
So when
Yes.
it comes to my siblings, I'm like y'all can hold y'all's own.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my parents, it's like they help everybody.
Yeah.
Like
And it's
you don't
fucking
like
10
you don't
of
even,
y'all?
like you don't
Mhm.
even have like my dad will let you borrow money, and they won't pay him back.
Yeah, y él no está ahí pidiendo
No,
tampoco.
Yeah.
for him it's just like you need it, I'll give it to you. But then you end up talking bad about him
That's
after he
so,
let
like,
you borrow money.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's
really,
relatable.
bitch? Like he might not say something. I am.
Yeah.
For me, that's enough for me. What about you?
My life's not that eventful like her. Yeah. So I think my so I don't have a mom anymore. No, that's not what I meant. My mom passed away about 5 years ago, right? So like at that point it was like that's my mom, like you're not gonna fuck with my mom. Like I have issues. But now it's just my dad, so I'm the same way with my dad. I'm like, you know,
How many siblings do you have?
I have 3. I have
So with you, it's
that
4.
I know of.
Okay, but
That-
with you, it's 4.
With me, it's 4.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it's not that big. But
Damn,
like,
10. I'm still with the 10.
I
Fuck.
know.
Mhm.
But my mom was the baby of 14 kids.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have a quick question. How old was your mom when she got married?
Like probably like 15, 16.
Oh.
But that's in Mexico. That's
Yeah.
normal.
Yes. We'll talk about that in a
That's
minute.
normal.
Continue.
And then so like with my dad, I'm very overprotective of him because he's like I guess the typical Mexican dad, the one, you know, they were married for so long and almost they were married for almost 25 years.
Your mom and dad?
My mom and my stepdad before she passed away. And then so like he's never been alone. Like he's always had his person with him. So my dad doesn't really know independence or like how to do things because he's like that old school Mexican. So he's like, oh, my vieja's always done it. So now it's me and my sisters that are like having to show him how to do everything now. But I think like, so I don't talk to a specific cousin. I don't talk to her because like she's just a fucking bitch.
She ain't shit,
She's
bro.
like she is. So like when we were younger, well, when I was younger, because she was the adult at the time that I was still a minor. So with her, it was like, we were really close, and I'm like, man, like she lets me drink, I get to smoke, like, I was always over there because I got to do whatever the fuck I wanted.
The cool cousin.
Yeah, And then it came down to like the point where it was like, oh, I find out that I'm pregnant. So it's like, fuck. So then I told her, and then we got into it, and then she tried to hit my baby daddy, my now husband, with a baseball bat. Like it was a full-on shit show. Like he was trying to break down the door. Her dude was like getting in between me and her, and he was like yelling at her, and then so she was trying to beat his ass. It was like this whole fucking thing. So we had a big falling out after that. And my oldest is 13. So it's been 13, 14 years since I've last like spoken to her. Like I have nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
I go to my tia's house and like things like that because I'm so cool with her siblings. So like we hang out, like we go throw birthday parties for my tia, like we do all that stuff. And she goes. It doesn't bother me. Like for me, I'm just like, I don't say hi, I don't acknowledge you, I don't like nothing.
Like,
Like
there.
this is your mom's house. Like I'm not gonna come just because you're here. Like I don't let her affect my life.
Yeah.
But then it's like my cousins, they'll be like, oh, hey, so and so sent me this text message. She wants you to read it, and they'll screenshot it and send it to me, and I'm like, okay, like it's like, oh, como te extraño, prima. Like we were both at fault. Like it wasn't just me. Like we're both adults now. Like we both need to be responsible. I was 16. I was not an adult in that situation. Like I was not the problem.
Yeah.
You're still trying to
And-
cope with being pregnant. Like, what the fuck did
Yeah.
I just what did I put myself into?
Yeah, and it was like I wasn't even living with my parents at that time. I was living with her because I had moved out. So it was like there was just you were the problem. It wasn't me. Like, hey, you're the adult in that situation.
Yeah.
Like you could have handled and reacted a different way. Because for me now as a parent, it's like, damn. I'm like, that's not gonna. My kids can't do that. Like, you're not moving out of my house. I don't give a fuck how mad you are. Like, you gonna be mad here in this house. You know, like like you grow up and there's different things that you realize. You're like, damn, like, you know, I fucked up as a kid. Like you grow up, you mature, and you realize what you should and shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And then, you know, till this day, every year, once a year, maybe twice a year, I'll get this long ass text message forwarded to me.
Is it, do you think she's asked when she sees you and she sees how you, like, she looks at you, like, you get that, like, maybe she gets that warm feeling, like, she loved the way.
No, es bien, like, envidiosa. Like, for me.
Oh, so she for sure a viewer then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
She's
because like, the way that I see it, it was like, okay, you found out that I was pregnant. You found out all this shit. And you're like, oh, well, your baby daddy ain't shit. You ain't shit. You're going to struggle your whole life. You're going to, you're not going to amount to anything. Like just all this shit.
You're already nervous or scared or confused about being pregnant, trying to at least tell you like this, or what are you going to do? Because, you know,
like I already heard it from my parents. Like, you're going to struggle. Like, you fucked up. Like, more so my mom. Like, my dad was like, pues ya pa que, like, what the fuck are you going to do now?
And she was your comfort.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it was like, that was like my favorite person. That was like, you know, the person I looked up to.
Yeah, like, help me. Like, not help me, but like, tell me what.
Yeah,
like,
something.
Give me advice.
Yeah, like, I know I fucked up. I've already heard it, but like,
I know. Like,
I don't want you to tell me it's going to be good, but tell me you got this. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, like, it wasn't even like that. She was like, you're never going to amount to anything. Like just all this shit. And then it's like, now I think it's funny that I get these messages sent to me or forwarded to me because it's like, you don't have custody of your kids. But I got custody of mine.
Oh my God, that's how I felt the other day.
Like I'm 20. I bought my first house at 25. I don't have to work. My husband takes care of me. Like, he made it. He kept moving up and moving up and moving up to better positions and things like that because he knew, like, we just had our last baby. Like, our youngest just turned 3. Like, she's it. He's like, he knew I wanted to stay home. I wanted to be there to do pre-K, like, things like that. Because I didn't get to do any of that. I worked so much. I missed out on my boys' school stuff. So he made that happen. So I'm like, I get to stay home. He just bought me a new car. Like, I do whatever the fuck I want, when the fuck I want, spend money how I want. Like, all these things. Like there's no stress behind, like, my lifestyle now. You know? And it's because he's made it happen. And I'm like, you're already over 40. You're still talking shit. You don't got your kids. Like, but I didn't, like, I didn't amount to anything, right? Like, you know, and then for me, it's like, she wants to, like, come back and have this relationship. And I have a relationship with her kids. I do.
Good.
Because the kids are the same age as my kids. Yeah. Like, there's no.
Yeah. I've always said that. Even I have problems with family members and, like, just family, period.
Yeah.
I always tell the girls, family and friends, I just tell them, I'm like, the beef is with me, not with y'all. Well, that's so y'all go say hi to them if y'all see them. Y'all have nothing to do with it. But the first day y'all do dirty to my kids, you're fucking done. I'm dragging you at the moment. Yeah. I'm calling everybody. It's going down. We're fighting today.
When it comes to, like, my sister that I don't talk to, my kids don't say hi to them. I tell them not to. Because of what's going on. You know what I mean? And, like, they'll ask my daughter, my oldest daughter, like, hey, you know, hey Marie, like, ¿cómo estás? And she'll just, like, look at them and, like, walk away. My second youngest, Bella, she'll be like, I can't talk to you. Why? Because my mom don't like you. And she just walks away.
Oh, she's a little you then.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to let you know who said no.
Yeah. Bella's more vocal.
And then with us, we had a falling out or whatever, and we didn't talk to each other for about 2-3 years, right?
Y'all too?
Yeah.
It was all her husband's fault, for the record.
Oh, okay.
So then we started talking again, and then we came to the conclusion, if we're mad at each other, like, if she wants to come see the kids and we're not talking, she'll be like, bitch, I'm outside. Send your kids. that we already came to the agreement that that's gonna be their tia regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless how, if we ever fall out, hopefully we don't.
Nah, we got too much at stake at this
But
point.
at the end of the day, like her kids are my
We've
babies.
raised
My
our
babies
kids.
are her babies.
Like we've raised 13 years. We've raised our kids together. It's like how do you just cut that off?
13 years.
Yeah.
Like it's how do you tell your kids that you
can't fuck with that person.
Yeah,
anymore.
like that's not your tia
My
anymore.
daughter
Like
calls her
she's
every day to tell her how her
Yeah.
day went.
That's so cute.
yeah, she calls me. She will FaceTime me every day. And I have to answer every time.
That is cute.
But-
Her kids are just like, her kids are very like, what is it called? Antisocial.
They
So-
take after my husband.
So
He's
when
not
I
a people
like,
person.
when I see them, they'll be like, "Hey, tia," and I'm like, "Get your ass over here and give me a hug." Like yesterday,
Yeah.
her son didn't want to give me a hug, and I was just like, "Wait, hold up, you're too fucking tall. Like you're tall, your voice is deep. Like what the fuck is going on?" And he'll be like, but her kids are not very.
My kids take more after my husband. So my kids are very nerdy.
Yeah.
Like they're very like gamers, academics, like nerdy children. So they got none of me. They look like me, but that's about it. Like smartness, like all that academic stuff, they got all that shit from my husband because he's like super smart. And so they're just kind of in their rooms, video games. Like my oldest makes video games.
So I had to tell them
So-
like, "Hey, I'm here. Come downstairs and give me
Yeah.
a hug." And they're like, "Oh, okay, we're coming."
But it's like one of those things. So like just because I'm pissed at her, I don't affect
It doesn't affect.
it
our
doesn't
kids.
affect how I react to her kids. Like I hug her kids, I love on her kids. The kids are like, "Hey tia," I'm like, "Hi puppy," like, "How are you?" Like, things like that. And then there was one where it was New Year's one year. I bought fireworks. We went to my tia's house. I bought fireworks for all the kids. I was like, "Y'all are covering alcohol and food. I'm gonna bring like $300 worth of fireworks and we're just gonna pop them off." So I bought for all the kids, not just my kids, not just certain cousins. Like I didn't exclude nobody's kids. So the kids were really excited. So I started passing out like the little
Sparklers.
the ball things that shoot and the Roman candles.
There you go. Yeah, the ones you
That
hold,
yeah. So I had passed those out, and she saw that her kids had them, and she snatched them away, and she was screaming, and she was like yelling, and I'm just like
And
standing
mind you,
there.
you said that she doesn't really have custody. So what you?
Exactly.
I'm like, oh my god.
And then some like her oldest is already in his 20s. He's an adult now, so he's very active with his siblings. And he was like, "Hey, like it's not even
What are you doing?
like they're fine." He was like, "Fuck no!" Like I said, like, "Man, fuck that!" Like she's just going off, and the kids are crying, and I'm like, I took a good amount of fireworks. I put them aside. I gave them to my tia, and I'm like, tomorrow, just let them shoot them because she took them. She took them with her, so they wouldn't pop the
petty.
fireworks that I bought. It was because I bought it, and I was like, and like she was just screaming. It was like a big fucking show, and I'm still waiting for the day. I keep telling my cousin, I was like, I'm waiting for the fucking day that she says something to me or she says something to my kids. I was like, because I'm very quiet, I'm very cordial. Like I just don't acknowledge her. Like she's just
somebody there.
Yeah, she's just there. I'm just whatever, right? Like I drink, I laugh, I have a great time. Like she could see how happy I am. She could go fuck herself. But it's like I'm waiting for the fucking day. I'm like, all it takes is her to say something to my kid, to any one of my kids.
I think that's everybody.
Or like
it's
say
done.
something to me, because like I'm not gonna disrespect my tia's house by initiating the argument or the problem. Like she has to do it first.
Yeah.
And I was like,
But she's
like,
not gonna say nothing.
she's not. And that's what I told my other cousins. I'm like, she keeps sending these little messages and things like that. I'm like, but she sees me like every month.
Yeah, instead of pulling
I'm
you
like,
aside,
so
be
why
"Can we
can't she
talk?"
say it to my face?
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I do agree.
Like if she really meant it, she wouldn't like what I had to say afterwards. But like if she really meant it, she
but like you said, we're adults.
Yeah,
you're gonna like what you want to have a talk, so you're gonna like what I say, or you're not gonna like it. But
yeah, and it's like, so I cut her off completely, and then I have another tia. So after my mom died, we were having like the gathering at the house, and so my dad bought food. Like my neighbors, you know, trajeron like un chingo de pan and like things like that. Everybody went out, bought alcohol. We were all drinking and stuff. And I remember that my tia, she was sitting in a chair in the driveway with my tío. So these are my mom's siblings.
Oh, okay.
So they were sitting there and they were talking. And like my mom's white, so she's very like redneck, hillbilly.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. So
Yeah.
you're mixed, right?
Yes.
Okay, because your Spanish is on point, girl.
Hey, sometimes.
I'm like, is she? And I was like, I'm thinking, I was like, is she white? She has to have some white in her.
Yeah,
her mom.
my mom. And so like they were there, and I remember, like that was the day I cut her off because I was pissed. Like I wasn't sad when my mom died. I was just angry. Like we witnessed, like the way my mom died, y'all. It was a whole fucking
don't say
novela.
it, so don't start crying.
It was a whole fucking novela. Like if you ever watch the novelas where the ending, like if somebody dying, is like really dramatic, that's how my mom went out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because me and my sisters were all nurses, right? So we were taking care of my mom. Like we did everything for her. And so we already knew, like when someone starts dying and you know it's gonna get close, they start kind of gurgling a little bit. And so like we heard that. So we were like, we all woke up. We were like, fuck, you know, like it's happening. So we woke up my dad.
But your mom was, if you don't mind me asking, what was wrong with her?
Man, so my mom's white as fuck.
She had all the conditions.
Oh my God.
So my mom had the typical white people issues. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
But what didn't this bitch have? So my mom had a heart condition. So she had not a heart murmur. She had a tricuspid valve disorder. My youngest baby, my oldest has it. He has it too, but it's not that bad. It's manageable. And so she had that. She had COPD. She had edema. She had like it's just, I can name off 20 fucking things that she had. She had it all. But the thing that got her was that as white as this bitch was, she had a Chinese disease.
What?
That's typically found in like, well, there's not a lot known about it, but from what the doctor had told us, it's typically found in like Chinese women. And I was like,
is there something we didn't know?
I know. I was telling my mom, I was like, man, was my grandpa with like chinitos or what? I'm like, what happened? And it's just weird. So basically what it is, since she had an autoimmune disease, her body was already attacking itself, but her heart condition, it's called Takayasu or something arthritis. I want to say it's Takayasu arthritis, some shit like that. But basically, she had arthritis in her heart. From there, it also like went and it started calcifying a lot of her major organs. So like the bottom half of her lungs were calcified, like her liver, she had a kidney that was calcified, like her right frontal lobe had calcifications. Like in the end, that's what did her in. But yeah, no, I don't know. Something happened somewhere down the line with that, and they don't know if it's genetic. Like we don't know if we're gonna get it, if the kids are gonna get it. Like we don't know anything about it. It's rare.
Really?
And I was like, damn, God hated you enough.
So what did your aunt end up doing that day?
Oh, that bitch. So her and my tío, they were sitting like underneath the tree and they were talking and stuff like that, right? And I don't know about y'all, but like when we call, typically when like you have somebody pass in their home, family wise, like you wait a little bit and you call the family and they come and they visit and they say bye and like before they come and take them, right?
I do that.
So that's what we did. So we called everybody because it was like 6 o'clock in the morning when it happened. And so we called everybody. Everybody came. They were saying bye. We called the morgue. They came. The funeral home came and picked her up. And then I forgot what I went out. I think I went outside to get with you because they had just showed up. So I went outside and my tia was like, man, it should have been that other fat bitch over there that fucking died and this and this. Like she was wishing ill and like trying to talk shit and cause problems at a fucking funeral. Like at
what was she talking about though?
She was talking about their other sister.
Oh shit.
And my tío was sitting there and he was like, yeah, he's like, I know, like, it shouldn't have been Irma and this and this. It should have been that other fucking bitch. And I'm
Like everybody can.
I'm
hear
like,
her.
this is like not the time. This is not the fucking place. I was like, whatever the fuck you're talking about needs to stop. I was like, this ain't it. And they're like, well, I'm just saying you can go home. I'm like, because you don't have to be here. And I know that she was really mad because we let my other tia stay with us that night. Because we knew she wasn't going to make it anywhere past that. So she was like, man, she's like, we told her, we were like, hey, all the girls are staying. My other tia's coming to stay with us tonight. Do you want to stay? Because we gave all of her siblings
the
option to come and spend their final moments with my mom. And it was fine. And so my tia was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, and we told her that the other aunt she was gonna be invited. And my tia's like, look, like, I don't care. She's like, I'm here for my sister. I'm not here for nobody else.
Yeah.
And that's how it should have been. But no, so when we told the other tia, she was like, that fat bitch is over there telling everybody in Athens that, your dad was fucking cheating on your mom and that their marriage was shit. Like, she's just giving us all this stuff. And I'm like, don't nobody give a fuck about that.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, that has nothing to do with, are you fucking staying? Yeah. I'm like, you're trying to cause problems when we already have a big ass fucking problem that we got to deal with. Like, we don't need that other shit. And she's like, well, I'm not fucking staying if that bitch is staying. I'm like, well, then don't fucking stay. Like, it's not that hard. Either you want to be here and you want to say your goodbyes, or you go cry about it later. Like, I don't give a shit.
And then this whole time you're still like, are you gonna come? Are you?
Yeah.
You're trying to get
I'm trying to be
peace.
nice.
Yes,
I'm trying to be nice. As angry as I was, like, I'm trying to be the adult in the situation when they're the fucking adults.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, it's my mom. It's your sister. I get it, but it's my fucking mom. And she was just talking shit. Next day, we didn't call her. We didn't call her until after we showered and, like, everybody went home, showered, came back. Like, we were trying to process it ourselves. And then she was mad that she wasn't the first one I called. I was like, the first one I called was my husband as soon as it happened. I called him. I'm like, you need to come back. He was already on his way to work. I'm like, she already passed away. You need to turn around and tell him you're not going to be at work for a couple of days. And he was like, okay. And then I went home. I showered, dropped the kids off with my mother-in-law, and came back because I didn't want my kids there.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was like, well, why didn't you call me? Why are you calling me at 11 o'clock if she died at 6? And then, like, we were getting yelled at. I'm like, lady.
So her you don't talk to, period, at all?
No.
Have you passed by her, seen her, or anything?
No, she comes to my dad's house sometimes because, like, my tío still talks to him. But they usually call or come see my dad when they need something fixed. It's like that type of thing. But it's not like as soon as she was buried, like, there was no communication, no nothing. She blocked all of us on Facebook, blocked all her, like, everything, like if we were the fucking problem.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. I'm like, you go. Like,
Yes.
like I'm not gonna miss you. Like, you're not affecting me.
Yeah.
So I was like, bye.
I guess everybody's enough. Y'all have y'all's enough is more with y'all's family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is more enough. I put up with a lot of stuff. And it took some things for me to I was done. But I did put up with a lot of shit from a lot of people. Like, personally, like, I'm going to say it. Like, with my husband, we've been through a shit ton of shit. And it was a lot of back and forth shit. And we're still dating, married, or whatever. And a lot of people, when I tell them, like, everything that we were together since we're like 16. He's gonna be 40 before me. I'm not 40 yet.
She's like, I'm still in my
30s.
Exactly.
I'm like, I'm gonna write that to the last minute. Yeah, and like a lot of people, when I tell them like everything that I went through with my spouse, they're like, "What the fuck you still doing there?" I'm living my best life now. Like, it took a long time.
Because sometimes you gotta go through the bumps just to be at your best.
Yes,
sure.
because a lot of people are like, oh, it's because probably, you've seen your mom put up with it, that's why you're putting with it. And it may have been that's what it was. I grew up just watching all the shit my mom did, And so I'm just gonna be like, all right, it's all right.
If they can do it, I can do
I
it.
can do it too.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I'm not gonna like we're gonna work through it. And like thank God, I never gave up on us.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie, we did slip up a little bit, but we never gave up on each other.
Mhm.
And then we still stay together. But like with family, like his family, they're on another level. So like there's that one tia, we can walk by her and I'll tell the girls, y'all don't have to say hi to her. Because she was just rude, like rude. Like I would be like, hi, how are you? Like at one party, I had told y'all the story. I'm right here. I had a friend sitting right there, my mother-in-law right here. She walks up, hi, how are you, mija? Hola, ¿cómo está? And I was like,
yeah, that's how my
and
aunt
I was
is.
like, all right. And then I let her do it one more time to me because I'm just like, you know what?
She probably didn't see me.
Yeah, no, she didn't see my big ass self right there. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna let it slide. And then the next time, and I was like, oh, this is a lot now. And then we went to a party of my nephew's wedding, and she went up to my mom and told my mom some shit was out of pocket.
Oh,
and then I was all like, I'm done.
yeah,
I'm done. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not talking to you. And then I had recently we just saw her, and she was very nice to us, right? Hi, girls. ¿Cómo están? Like, really nice. I was like, oh, hi. And the girls did say hi to her because she was always been ugly to me. But I was like, if y'all don't want to say hi to her, y'all don't have to. But that day she was very nice. I was like, oh, hi. That's all I said. And that was it. I was very surprised. And then we had another person there that the girls didn't want to say hi to, but I was like, go say hi. I'm like, I told them. And Allison, my oldest, she's like, oh, hi, how are you? She said hi. And then Asia, my other daughter, she just came and stand right next to me. I was like, go fucking say hi. She's like, and she went to go say hi. I was like, it's all right. I'm like, y'all can say hi to that person. It'll be fine. But I think I was on my way to, I don't know if it was Samantha and Asia. I think we were driving, and I was asking my girls. Everybody's enough is different.
Yeah,
I think personally with family, love is a hard enough because I feel like love, or when you really love somebody, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband,
you let them go through. You let them.
put up is
different.
I think when it has to do with relationships, you put up with so much, and there's never enough. I guess, how do you say, like, you will put up with so much shit from your spouse, from your boyfriend, from your girlfriend before you put up with other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where people get it, like, well, you were real quick to cut this person off because they did this to you, but why can't you why don't you, enough is enough, and you know what I mean? So I feel like enough is
It's different for everybody.
yes, it is very much different, very, very much different, because like I feel like that's what when we were talking about it, it was very emotional because everybody, like I said, everybody's enough is different. We all put up with different things, and I just feel like that's why I was asking homie here, what was her enough?
But her enough was like dark.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't even laugh because I was just like, oh shit. Like I was so serious watching it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you need to watch it.
And you know what? We cut off a lot of it because I don't think I was ready to expose everything, like the chingadazo. I was like, oh my God, like after we were done talking and, the editing, and then I had to go back and tell my daughter because, so I'm 30 and I'm 31. My daughter is 15. She's going to turn 16 this year. So I told her, don't watch the video yet. Like, I have to talk to you. So I told her, and it made sense to her who it was. And she just kind of looked at me and she was just crying. She's like, how come you never told me? And I'm like, I don't think it's age appropriate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't the moment.
You don't want to burden her with your stuff.
Yeah. And be like, damn, my mom put up with all this shit. Because I think a lot of it had to, I don't know, my opinion is more like probably because you still wanted your family together.
Yeah.
You're so young.
Yeah, and I was so young too. So I didn't know what was right or what, I mean, obviously I knew it was wrong, but it's just like, I wanted like I don't know, like
the fairy tale that everybody always
that
grows
is
up
what
with.
we grow up with.
Yeah, because
because
that's how
change type thing, and we can all be happy, and it's only a one-time thing type stuff.
Yes, And I feel that because that's what a lot for a long time it was like, no, I'm gonna stick with this. In my mind I was like, oh, I want my family to be together, so I'm gonna stick with this. But then it was one day I was like, nah, motherfucker, we're not gonna fucking stick with it anymore. You wanna do you? I'll do me too. Yeah. You do you, boo. I'm gonna do me, and then we'll figure it out in the middle. But we ain't leaving each other till death do us part, motherfucker.
No, and I had recently told a friend of ours, because she was like, she had texted us and she's like, I'm seeing some red flags in this situation, and we've gotten a lot of red flag emails.
Yeah.
Like we've gotten a lot of like really fucked up emails
to the point some of our listeners have almost died.
Yeah,
but they survived certain
attacks.
attacks.
Like we've had a whole bunch of like
they
tragic
send us
stuff.
pictures.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
we've
gotten
bad.
pictures and stuff like that. Like it's pretty dark. But she had messaged
like a little
us.
series.
We've done some.
Like before we start, we have to do like a trigger warning.
Yeah,
that's what we do ours. We do it on YouTube.
Mhm.
We'll
Like
have
a
a
disclaimer.
Yeah, because some people feel a certain type of way,
and then we have to let them know. Like even we try to save it for like the end of the episode, and we're like, okay, you can either stop here, or if you're okay with certain topics, then proceed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we typically have to do that. But she was like, I'm noticing some red flags, and she's like, I'm too old to be this stupid. And I was like, I don't think you're stupid. I'm like, I think we're women. Like, we want love, and we want affection, and we want like loyalty, and all these things that we grew up being told, like, hey, like when you find a husband, you're gonna get somebody that
it was. I think that's what it was. It's just, you hear like, oh, like you want your family together.
Yeah.
You want a high school sweetheart, whatever. So it's like you want to stick together. But I'm like, no.
And you know what? Our podcast is breaking generational curses
Yeah.
and
Yes.
traumas. And so we talk a lot about that.
That's really good.
So we usually drunk when we talk about it, but we talk about it because it just depends on the emails that come in, and when it comes to like the sexually assault ones or like the survivors, it's just that they always heard si te pega te quiere, or like just brush it under the rug because the whole rancho is gonna know and you don't want them to know your business type stuff.
And I think it, like we said in an episode, it typically comes from like Hispanic households. Like that Hispanic background is like, oh, okay, well, so and so touched you, pero no vamos a decir a nadie because son bien chismosas, and or CPS is gonna take you because
like you scare them,
that, they scare you to be quiet, and
the sad part about it is that you have to see that person at every family function.
Yeah,
and then you have to
act like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened, and it's okay. And they're sitting two chairs away from you.
Yeah,
2-3 chairs
you know
away.
What? We have somebody like that in my family, and my kids don't say hi to them.
Yeah, no, we have that in my family too.
I forbid them, and then that person's like, ven pa acá, and they'll be like, nope, and like they'll come and they'll shake everybody's hand and they'll come up to me, and I'm just like, I turn around.
Yeah, no,
like no
shit like that. Unfortunately, is very.
It's common in Hispanic households.
It's very fucking common. And then what baffles me is when everybody acts like nothing, but everybody knows what that person did.
Exactly.
And I don't ever say hi to them. I be like, no, I do tell the girls, you don't got to say hi to them. No, like, I do not want to see y'all in the house with them by yourself.
Yeah.
If y'all going to the restroom, nobody go by. And it's so sad because we have to be like at like family, have like mother-in-law, sister, whatever, and I have to be like, no, where's your sister? Go to the restroom together.
Dude, that's how I'm with my kids.
And
I have daughters.
Y'all have nothing but girls too.
And I'm just like, if that person's there, he'll sit like 3 tables away, but he'll make eye contact with the person he did stuff with, right? And that person,
it's like intimidation and shit. And
that person really doesn't come around.
Yes.
Right? So it's just like, this person's gonna be here. Why just so you can stare at them and you can make them feel uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
And I tell my parents, like, why are they still here?
I know.
Like,
and that's so traumatic for the person that it happened to.
Yes.
And I feel like, and it's so sad that sometimes the parents are still okay with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you already know this person had this trauma, but you're still okay to let them go to this person.
And honestly, I didn't know about this until I was like 22. This happened when I was like 10. Like all this happened to this one person when I was 10. This guy was still in our lives, and then when I turned 22, my sister told me, because it happened to her, right? She told me, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then it all started making sense, like why she would never be around when they came, why her and my other sister never got along, like they would always be fist fighting in the house. Like it was just so much shit adding up to it. And I'm just like, I'm 22 years old, and now I know we have a fucking pedophile in our house.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
That happened to me too. Me and one of my cousins. So I got whatever, right? And my mom and dad found out. They knew my mom was the one. My dad was stupid. My mom was the one that was like, no, I'm going to say something to his parents. We're going to take this to the court. We took it to court and everything, but it was his word against mine. I think I was like 9 or 10 and he was like maybe 15, 14. He knew better.
Yeah.
And so his mom and dad, like before the court, were begging my mom, please don't do that. Please don't take us to court. But my mom still did it. And later on in life, one of my family members, my cousins, was like, hey, I gotta tell you something. And she ended up telling me, she was all like, what happened to you happened to me with the same person. But what would have made him get more in trouble is if it's because I can't say the person. If the person that was related to that boy would have took the time to ask the other cousins, my cousins, girl cousins,
who else did it happen to?
Did this happen to you? Instead of being upset with me, I'm 9 or 10, upset with me, didn't take the time to go ask, hey, let me ask the other girls, did this happen to you? He would have really got in trouble.
Yeah.
But later on in life,
because you were the only one that spoke up.
Yeah, and it was like, oh shit, like that would have, like it happened to you. So it was basically, he was doing it to us at the same time, because me and my cousin are just a couple of years apart. And I was like, damn, bitch, if you would have said something, but she was like, nobody ever asked me. And I didn't know what to tell. She was young.
Yeah. We had an email about a cousin who molested their cousin, and she never told nobody. And remember, he brought over his girlfriend and her little daughter, and the cousin was already drunk.
Oh,
like the girl that it happened to was already drunk, and she saw the little girl,
and she made a big scene.
She made a big scene because she's like, if it could happen to me when I was little,
imagine the girlfriend's daughter.
Little girl, right? So she blew up
in front of everybody,
and like she told her parents, all her cousins, like her boy cousins jumped the cousin that molested her. Like it was. I'm
just happy that the guy that did it to me and did it to my cousin, la vida de él le fue de perro y todavía le está yendo de perro.
It should be.
Yeah, because everything gets paid back. It's not gonna pay back now. It's gonna get paid back, but it's gonna get paid back. Yes, that is so true.
I was watching the episode before we came. I was getting ready, and then I saw, I'm gonna go on a rant. I saw where you were talking about your friend or your acquaintance constantly just reverting back to the same person over and over and over after like going batshit crazy and then forgiving.
Going back to the same woman. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, I have an acquaintance and I really want to punch that bitch in the face. But it's like constantly getting cheated on and constantly getting catching
with the same person.
No, just different people, but same concept at work. But it's like all these things, and I understand like, okay, like you've been with them since you were little, since you were teenagers, you know what I mean? Like that's your whole life. You have kids. Like it's hard. I don't want to say that it's easy because I've never been put in that situation. Imagine that it's hard because you have kids. Like you're gonna uproot your life and your kids. Like it's not something to take lightly.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like one time, you know what? We'll make it work. maybe, depending on how fucked up the situation. Like we will make it work. The second time,
You're making me
It's
look
like
sick.
you're
like
Yeah.
you're pushing it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, okay. Well, we just had another baby, so we'll make it work.
Yeah.
And then it's like third time, like that's my fucking fault at that point. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's my fault. That's how I feel. It's, you didn't do anything, but it's your fault because 1 and 2, you were like, all right. And then it's like third time,
Yeah.
and then the fourth time, and then the fifth time.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay.
That's what I'm saying. When is enough?
Yeah, and that's like my problem because it's like, we're at number 5, and then it's like,
At this
starvation,
point,
like they got caught up, they know, and you're like,
they try to
like,
manipulate
fuck
the
you,
situation.
like I'm done, like this and this, like all these things. But then it's like he's still in the house. Like I know you got kids, but it's like this is number 5. Right? Like you still got a lot left to live. Like go be a hoe. I support hoe behavior. Like go live your life. You've raised your kids. You've done your job. Like you shouldn't have to be stuck in the same situation and getting heartbroken and like wondering like why this keeps happening.
Yeah.
Like it's not like 1 or 2, even 3. Like it's consecutive at this time, at this point. And it's like, you say you're gonna stand your ground and that you're fucking done and that it's over, but like all these things, and then it's like, oh,
it's the opposite. Of
like still in bed, sleeping together.
Yeah.
Like going on trips, doing all these things, and I'm just like
if nothing.
Yeah. And that's my
Yes.
fucking problem. That's what makes me mad. It's
Yes.
because it's fucking nothing.
My
Yes.
thing, it's like, how can me, right? In my head, I'm just like, I wouldn't be able to, anything you would tell me, I wouldn't believe you anymore. If you're telling me you're at work, I wouldn't believe you're at work anymore. If you're laying in bed next to me, like, are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about the other
Mhm.
person? Like, I don't know. In my head, it's just like, I personally don't think I would be able, after so many times.
Yes.
Like, how can you sit there and tell me you love me, or whatever, you want to fix this, but it's like you weren't thinking about me, like the kids, you weren't thinking about none of that when you were talking to all these girls. Like,
Mhm.
and then my thing, it's like, if our kids aren't, like, I have a daughter, so let's say like it was me or whatever, it's like, are you not thinking about my daughter? Like, what if they were to do this, like, to my daughter? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. That
No,
one is
yes.
crazy. That one's wild.
Like that one that I was relating so much to you when you were talking about that, and I was just like, man, I'm getting mad all over again. Like this dumb bitch don't piss me the fuck off, because like she rants about it, and I like try to be supportive and things like that. But it's like at this point, it's like you're not doing anything that I'm telling you to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally just talking and for fucking nothing.
What is it? What is the saying? What is that stupid saying that our friend says? You're listening, but you're not hearing.
Yes. And that's kind of it. And it's just like, and then like she'll like call and she'll rant about it, and then she'll be like, oh, this happened and this happened, and she'll kind of laugh about it. And she's like, but he's still like having to work for it. And I'm like,
but does he really?
like, he shouldn't be working for fucking nothing.
Yes. No.
Like what? I don't know. I don't know. It just drives me up the fucking wall.
And our husband were like, "Are y'all gonna talk about that situation?"
It drives me up the wall because she is like one of like my favorite people.
Oh.
Right. So she's like a very important person in my life.
And then just to hear it, right?
And then just to hear it and like know how that other person is, and like be around them and like things like that. Like I already know that you're a shitty person.
No, we can't even act different.
Like I like
her significant other.
Yeah, because she puts up with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you?
Like I can't be mad because
she's
still there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just like that, and it's like
That's why I always tell my friends, everybody, I repeat it all the time to even the girls, I'm never going to tell somebody to leave somebody because I don't do the things. I'm not busting it down for them or to them. I ain't making them.
That's a good one.
I'm not making them. So I never tell none of the girls, none of my friends, whatever, leave him. I want you to leave him. He's shit. He's this. Because I'm not going to do what he does for you. Yeah. You have to know when you're done. Yeah. When you're done, I support you. Fuck him. Yeah. But are you 100% sure? Because every time I see him, I'll be like, fuck you. But if I'm saying fuck you, and then later on I find out you busting it down, I'm like, bitch, I just said fuck you to him. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I had a best friend whose man cheated on her constantly, right? And when she caught him in bed with another woman, in their bed. You know who, right? Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So they finally divorced. They finally divorced everything. Right, so now if I see him like at fiesta by my mom's house, he'll be like, "Hey, Laura," and I look at him, I'm like, "Fuck you," and then I'll text him and be like, "Hey, I just flicked him off," and then like 10 minutes later, he'll be like, "Hey, Laura just fucking flicked me off. You need to like check her something," and she'll be like, "Fuck you," right? Yeah. Like every time I see him, he'll be with his new baby mama or something, and he'll be like, "Hey, Laura," and I just look around, I look at him, and I'm just like, that's every single time. And he always texts her like, "Hey, Laura's flicking me off." But I text her first. I'm like, "I just flicked him off, LOL." And she'll give me like a little high five type thing. Yeah. But I'm just like, she knew enough was enough when she caught him. But before that, it was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah. It was a lot to the point we didn't talk for years because he forbidded her to talk to me.
Oh, so you were the bad influence.
I was a bad influence.
You were giving her shit in her head. And she was doing pillow talk with him. Laura said, yes.
Yeah. You know, and it was fine. For me, it was fine because I would text her on her birthday. I will text the kids. I'm like, happy birthday, mijo, blah, blah, blah. Right? Her kids, they're like, "Hey, tia," whatever. When I would see them out in public, her kids would run up to me and hug me. She could not look at me because he would like, "La peliscaba." What? And I'm just like, I'm going to let it go. And my husband will be like, "You want me to say something?" I'm like, "Let it go." Because we're going to look stupid.
Yeah. Because she's still with him.
Yeah. She was still with him at the time. And whenever the kids will go back up, like, once they will give us a hug and they'll go back, you can hear him talking shit to his kids.
Like, where you going?
So we stopped talking for a long, long time until she finally got divorced. And she's like, "Hey, I'm leaving him." I'm like, "Babe, you want me to go egg his car, scratch up his truck? Yeah. What do you want me to do?" She's like,
not
"No."
Scratch up the truck.
I was like, "What?" She was like, "No." She's like, "It's fine." She's like, "I'm packing my shit and I'm moving in with my mom." I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, like I need to know.
I was like, "Are you sure? Because I don't need you calling me right now, and then 2 months later we can't talk no more because he's telling me not to." Yeah, and that was it. She sent me videos and pictures of them. Like she like walked in and they were doing it in the bed. All she did was take pictures, got a quick video and left. And she used that in court
to get what she needed to get. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know, man. She bigger than me because I would have took video pictures and we on it. Like we fucking on it. But I mean, y'all gonna remember this night.
It took her like a long time for her to decide enough is enough. And her mom's like you, like she never told her to leave. Yeah. She told her when you know you had enough, you'll stop fighting. Yeah. You'll stop caring what he has to say, and you're just gonna one day grab your shit and leave, and you're not gonna care about him or his decisions, and it's not gonna affect you no more because you're doing it for you and your kids.
The only one time I did have to tell one of my kids, she had a boyfriend, and he was a good guy, back and forth. We liked him, but he never really wanted to do nothing with her. He just wanted to go see her at the gym and then come to the house and chill with us, which was fine. But he never wanted to like take her out to the movies, to dinner, or if they did, she was the one always paying. And I'm like, hold on. I'm like, it should be taking turns. If you're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend, like, okay, I got this dinner, you got this lunch. I got this dinner, you got. It was not because he knew she had a good job, she has a nice car, she's taking care of herself, but that doesn't mean anything. Like y'all take turns. And then it was like back and forth, and then she kind of found out some stuff. She was in her feelings. She still kept on talking to him, and then I found out they had stopped talking just for a little bit, for like 2-3 months, but kind of talking, but not talking. And then she called me one day at work, and she was like, "Mom, I wanted to ask if I can go out to the movies with what's his face." And I was like, "No." And she's like, "What?" I said, "No." I was like, "Since you don't know your worth, I'm going to help you, remind you."
You had to step in as a parent.
I had to step in as a parent because I wanted to stop the cycle. Yes. Yeah. Of always, just because I put up with a lot of stuff
doesn't mean you have
have to. And I'm going to teach you that you don't have to. So I told her that. I was like, this is the only time I'm telling you. I'm going to say, no, you tell that motherfucker I don't want to see him at my house. I don't want to find out you talking to him. And no, you cannot go. I'll be like, you need to know that you want a boyfriend that's going to want to take you places, show you off, do this with you, buy you things. But both of y'all take turns. Like, it's not always about him giving you, but you give to him. You know, like back and forth. And she told him, and I was like, and tell that motherfucker I said that. And she told him, and
that was it.
That was it. And now she has a really good boyfriend that actually wants to take her stuff, take her places. She's like, no, I want to prove a point that I trust him, so I'm not gonna go with him today. Yeah, so like he's a really good guy right now that we know of, and we like that he comes around. Like, but if I would have said yes and let her keep on with her,
still be
it would have been.
Yeah,
she would have probably still been there.
Yeah, and that's the only time I had to step in because I felt like I needed to. Fortunately, my mom did not show me that enough es suficiente. Like whatever, right? And that you don't always have to put up with things. You don't always have to try to make it work. If it doesn't work, it's okay. It'll be all right. And then like I would always tell him, like, you ain't got nothing, like y'all ain't got no cars, you got no kids together. Let them go.
Yeah,
like,
it's easier that way.
It's easier until you metes la pata y sales panzona, and then then there's a problem. So that's the one time that I was like, no, I want somebody that's gonna take care of you or want to be around you, not just the gym, the house. I'm like, no, now she has a good guy. So I'm happy I did that. But it's like you said, the generational like trauma or the, what is it? Like,
curses.
To just stop it. Because like I said, I put up with a lot. I saw my mom put up with a lot. My mom really didn't speak to me about like stuff like that until I got older. And I talked to all my girls. And I'm like, no, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. You don't like it. Sometimes my husband gets mad because sometimes he's like, you tell the girls too much.
And that's our husbands with us. Like my girls are going to be 12 and 11. They know about like periods. They know about consent. They know about everything because I'm very open and honest. Yeah. I tell them nobody should touch you. All this, right? My husband's like, you're too open with them. You too on. Like you tell them too much stuff. Yeah. And I was like, I'd rather tell them something than be like my nieces who don't know nothing. Yeah. Like they don't know about periods. They don't know about this. And it's just like, and when my daughters try to talk about it, my nieces are like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Like my kids are very. I wouldn't say experienced.
They're not experienced.
They know a
They're
lot.
very
more
knowledgeable.
Like your kids.
Yeah,
your kids know a lot.
Because my middle child, he's still in that goofball phase. Like, you know, he's
how old are your kids?
I have a 13, a 10, and a 3.
Oh, okay.
So, like, my oldest is very mature for his age. So, like, he's in middle school, and you know, he's like he's taking sex ed and stuff like that. But like once he turned like 9, I'm like, that's usually when girls get like girls can start getting their periods and stuff. And then so I was like, okay, like you're 9, your classmates are 9, 10, around there, like, you know, we have to explain stuff now. So we sat down with him, and well, I did, and I was like, hey, I'm like, look, I'm like, girls get periods. And he was like, I know. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, if you see like blood on the back of their pants or anything like that, take off your sweater, give it to him. I'll just buy you a new one, whatever. You know, he had a girlfriend at one point. God, he had a girlfriend, and he was like, Mom, she started her period. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, what did you do? He was like, well, I didn't do anything. I don't have nothing to help her. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so what do you need? He was like, can I have like pads and stuff, like, you know, to have in case she starts. So that's what we did. And I was like, all right, cool. And so every day he would take a jacket just in case she needed it. He had his little stuff. He hid them because he's a boy and he's embarrassed, but he hid them. And then, you know, like he knows about sex. He knows about periods. He knows about puberty because he's in the process of going through it. And he knows, like, he had questions because he was like, you know, like they're in middle school. He's in 6th grade. Like he saw
girls are looking real scrumptious now.
Like don't even get me started. His girlfriend, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting her to look like that. I was like, she curvy and everything. I was like, what the fuck? But it's like, he's like, you know, that he saw like girls kissing girls, and he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay. So then we had to have like the gay talk and like,
Yeah.
you know, mind your fucking business, because it's not like, for me, I'm like, it's not, you're not involved in that. That's not your lifestyle. That's not, you know, you don't have nothing to do with that. So just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, mind your business and you do your own thing. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Because I'm like, their life isn't going to affect yours in any way. I'm like, you're there to go to school. You're there to get, you know, to learn. That's all you're there for. If you have a girlfriend, you have a girlfriend, great. Whatever. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're going to have more than one girlfriend throughout this life. But so I've gone and I've explained like all these like things, and he fucking hates it. He hates it because he'll be like, Mom, this is embarrassing. And I'm like, well, I need you to understand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, like it's I was telling her, it's different than when we were kids. Because like when we were kids, like, you know, we would like, people would just come up and like smack us on the ass and like, you know, grab our hands or kiss us and like things like that. Like,
Yeah.
we were living our best little whole lives back then.
Oh my God, isn't
You
that
know?
so?
And then
I was kind of out there. I was
yeah, but it's like now it's like you can't like that
You
can't
need
happen. You have to have consent.
Yes, I was telling them too. Like, I have, my girls are totally opposite from yours. I have a 22-year-old, I have a 19-year-old, I have a 17-year-old, and I have a 10-year-old. Oh, so mine are older, except Ariana. But Ariana, since she has older sisters, her mind is above. She's a grown little woman. So what's it called? So the girls, I talk to them about everything. We talk about sex, abortions, like you got choices. I'm pro, you know, I'm pro everything. We talk about that, and I always tell them, my mom never talked to me about anything. I had to ask Becky, Susie, Sally from school, and them bitches didn't know nothing either. So they're over here telling me, yeah, put it in your butt. Oh, okay, let's put it in the butt. You know what I mean? Because they're over here telling you, and that's where you're supposed to put it. And I'm just like, what? And then I don't want that to happen to them. Yeah. And so I freaking tell them anything. I was like, don't let no little fool tell you you can go put it here, you're gonna put it there. We're not doing anything of that nature. We're gonna know where it's supposed to be. Because I had a cousin that she didn't know she had 3 holes in the bottom. She thought she only had her butt and where you pee. She didn't know where.
So she thought she peed from the vaginal canal. Oh wow.
She was pregnant. She did not know she had 3 holes down there. She thought her baby was gonna come out of there where you pee.
Oh, that would be painful.
Yes, but that's how they never spoke to her. Yeah. But she was pregnant. How do you? So where you think this whole time he was putting it in? It was my question to. Yeah. It was my question to her. Yeah. But she didn't know, and I had to literally. I drew. I was like, bitch, let me draw a little vagina right here. Let me show you the anatomy. Yeah. She did not know, and I didn't want that to be my girls, and so my husband's like, you tell them too much, and I'm like, no, like. I got my oldest. She's 22.
Even if it's too much, at least they know.
Yes, like I said, my oldest Allison's 22. I'm not gonna. She doesn't do anything. No, the girl be probably busting it out. That's her. She's old enough to know what she needs to do, what she should do, what she shouldn't do. Yeah. But I'm not fucking stupid. Like back in the day, parents were like, no, mija, no está haciendo nada, and you see her a week. No, que no está, pinche, 3 meses. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I really talk to the girls a lot about everything. And so, like, my husband, like, the girls, like, last night, Asia was at work. Alexis was at a house party, a pool party, house party. Allison and my other niece were at 303 in Bishop Arts. And they're like, a lot of our family judges us because I let the girls do whatever. I don't let them do whatever they want. But, like,
you give them freedom.
I give them a lot of freedom. They know they have to be home by 2. But I also am like I tell my husband, I don't know what it is to be 22 without no kids, not a boyfriend, living my best life, being able to talk to different people or have. I never.
Great. She lets them be great.
Yes, I let them be great,
and I want that for.
But
my
I
kids.
think that's healthy though, because I didn't have that.
I didn't have it either.
My parents were strict. It was like, oh, you want to go here, pues hay que limpiar toda la casa. And then I clean the whole house, and then, pues ya no vas a ir.
Ya está muy tarde.
Yeah. I couldn't even ask my parents. I had to sneak out my window.
Yeah.
That was me.
That was me.
I had to sneak out my window. And, like, a couple of times my dad found out. But it's just
I got
like.
in trouble, too.
But it's just like I told my husband, I'd rather have, if my kids want to go somewhere, teenagers, clean your room, clean the house, and I'll take you. Yeah. I personally will take you and drop you off.
Yes. That's how we did it with the girls.
Once you break my trust, it's done. Like, I'm going to trust you I'ma trust you. I'm gonna trust you, But once you break my trust, is you're gonna have to earn it.
Yeah. So like when the girls first started asking to go out to house parties, warehouse parties, like real parties in the hood, me and my husband would take them. All right, we'll drop them off, wait in the parking lot. If we saw it was getting a little crazy, all right, time to go. We're gonna pull up. Let's go. We did that a couple of times for a couple of months until, because I would always tell them, I was like, y'all gotta be honest. Especially they like to go to the hood. Like, I don't know why they want to. They're going into
best party. It's the best party.
Hey, they are. They
party.
are. Yeah, it's not like Asian. They went to, long story short, they went to a party. I let my kids drink. But they have to drink responsibly, or if I'm gonna drop them off at the house,
but they're gonna do it anyway,
Yeah,
regardless if you let them or not.
I
it's
let them
gonna
get. If
happen.
I'm getting lit, oh, we all getting lit. We all support, except of course Ariana. She's only 10, but the other girls, I'm like, we drinking tonight. So let's start calling people over. And so my husband's like, you're not their age. I'm like, I'm not trying to be their age. I just want them to have a good time, and I want them to experience life that I didn't get to experience because I didn't have that feeling. Like you said, you had to sneak out. I had to sneak out. I had to do all kinds of stuff to finally try to have a good life, or like what I thought was a normal teenage life. And for them, they're like, oh, mom, I'm going to go to this party. They have to send me their address where they're going to be at. And if they go from one place to another party,
let you know.
they have to let me know. Even though I got it all on, what is it? The
Life 360?
We have Life 360 and we have the Apple share location thing.
Yeah, okay.
So I know where they're at all the time, but they are supposed to text me. Even if I know where they're at, tell me, oh yeah, I left this party because it got shut down. I'm going to go to this other party, blah, blah, blah.
Just keep you in the loop.
Yes, but they know they have to be home right at 2 o'clock, because if there's 2:01, 2:02 next week when you ask me, no ma'am, we staying home today.
Yeah.
I have to be in a very good mood to finally say yes. And if you think I'm playing, you're not going out for 2-3 weeks.